Ever wonder what the difference between a dad hat and a trucker hat is? In this video, we'll go over a deep dive on the differences in fabric, appearance, even the history of them. Let's get into it. All right, first let's talk about dad hats. Dad hats are pretty simple. They've been around forever, since dads have been around. And they're pretty simple. They just have an unstructured soft front, and they typically have a buckle or Velcro in the back. You see a lot of these at barbecues, dad's barbecues, but lately you're seeing these trend more into the streetwear, the young hipsters wearing these a lot. Not just the dads, but again, they're pretty much encompass a non-structured front, a buckle or a Velcro back, and they're usually pretty soft. And here's a couple examples here. Most trucker hats have the classic snapback feature. In fact, almost all of them do. A little bit different than dad hats. They generally sit up a little bit taller, and what makes them a trucker hat is the mesh in the back, and almost always they have the snapback feature in the back, but they're a little bit taller, structured front. Sometimes you'll see them with a foam front, and sometimes they do have, typically they have a curved bill, but sometimes you'll see them in a flat bill model like this guy. Really popular nowadays. The Richardson 112 is by far our best-selling hat. There's a bunch of different models of Richardson 112 too, and they've really pioneered the trucker hat craze that's going on. As far as who wears a trucker hat, we are literally seeing them all over the place. From dads to moms, youth, old people, construction workers, they're all over the place. Trucker hats actually were originally started in the 1970s as a promo giveaway. They got that name because they were at truck stops. So they were a really cheap way to have branded merch in truck stops in rural America back in the 70s. And then they caught a craze, and nowadays they've morphed away from that typical foam front into a more cotton poly structured front. It's more casual, more breathable, and people that work outside love these guys because they breathe. Another cool thing we're seeing is perforated mesh on the backside of trucker hats. It's pretty cool. It's like a hybrid of cloth and your thick standard mesh. It's got these nice cool little holes in them and a really thin fabric. I believe this is some sort of a polyester fabric, but it's a hybrid of the two. They're nice and soft and comfortable. You don't get that rigid mesh. You get a nice soft mesh. And I love that a lot of these hats are waterproof too. So if you go out floating the river or fishing, you don't have to worry about ruining them. As far as decorating your trucker dad hat, the possibilities are really endless. We love putting patches on them. That's what we do here at the Monterey Company, whether it's an embroidered patch, we got a woven patch here, a PVC rubber patch, leather patch. Patches are always awesome. They go good on trucker hats or dad hats. Something you have to think about is generally the surface area on the front panel area of a dad hat is smaller, so you got to go with a little smaller patch. And with a trucker hat, it's a little bit larger, so you can get a little bit larger and wider of a patch on the front of the cap. If you have questions about what size patch you should put on your cap, we do have a whole video and a blog totally all about that, about what size patch you should use for this hat and that hat and what we suggest to get the best look out of your logo. So check that one out. You can always do embroidery too. If you need hats out a little bit quicker, or you have a really complex shaped logo that wouldn't look good as a patch, embroidery is a classic option. We do a ton of embroidery here, whether it's 3D puff embroidery like this guy or standard flat embroidery. We can do it all. We can embroider on the side of the cap, on the back. That's the nice versatility of embroidery, is you can put it really almost everywhere on the hat. Decoration options are endless. We can really make these unique and personal to your brand. Thanks for watching my video on the difference between dad hats and trucker hats. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. You can always reach out to us directly. We are the hat pros here. Thank you.